Hey everybody, it's Jeff Antoniuk here from JazzWire. Welcome to Guided Listening. So this week we're going to jump into one of the great contemporary, whatever that means, I guess that means alive, one of the great contemporary tenor sax players, Joshua Redman. This is from an album of his, gosh, it's got to be 15 years ago, called Back East. And it's a trio recording, what we're going to be listening to. So we're going to be listening to Larry Grenadier on the bass, and Ali Jackson on the drums, and Josh. So no harmony instrument. Now this album, I think, is alluding and giving a nod to the Sonny Rollins, also trios, same instrumentation, Way Out West, which was, of course, recorded like decades and decades ago. So this idea of recording with a trio or playing with a trio, pretty cool. I actually have a gig today. If you're watching this in real time, I've got a trio gig at a college in Baltimore, Maryland. And thank you very much for having us, by the way. And so my trio, bass and drums and saxophone, are going to be playing this thing. So I've been thinking about trio playing, and I thought this would be a cool tune for us to check out, East of the Sun, West of the Moon. By the way, you've heard me talk about the free trial for JazzWire. Now, these videos that I do here on YouTube are not at all like what happens inside JazzWire. We're working on specific songs. The lessons are always song specific. So if you're working on the song I Hear a Rhapsody or Minority or Janine or all the things you are, we've done hundreds of lessons on the songs. And there's always 3 weeks, 3 lessons, 3 video lessons per song. So about an hour worth of lessons on each song. So hundreds of songs, so hundreds times 3 of lessons. So I hope you come in, take the free trial. You can check out those lessons, hundreds of lessons on hundreds of songs. And then the real secret sauce of JazzWire is interacting with me, the rest of the faculty, and our hundreds of subscribers all around the world, 25 different countries. So I hope you do the free trial and really hope you check out some of these lessons on songs. These are songs you practice. These are songs you wish you understood what's going on in that measure. These are songs that you don't know how to play in 7/4. I wish someone would tell me. Yeah, that's what we do inside JazzWire. Hey, speaking about 7/4, yeah, Josh on this tune is playing this thing in 7/4. So this is an old standard, East of the Sun, West of the Moon. And what he's done is taken every measure of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. What he's done is made it go twice as fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but made every measure in 7/4. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like any sensible standard would, what he's doing is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So it is a double time 7/4 feel. If you want to be technical about it, I don't know that that means anything to anybody, but if we had to say what's going on, that's what's going on. The song itself is still going by in relative slow motion. And so every measure that used to be 4 now is a measure of 7. Which means every measure is longer. Yeah, right? Every measure is almost twice as long. It's 75% longer than it used to be. But now he's playing it faster than usual. So the feel is going by fast. The song is going by a little slower. This is hard to talk about. You're going to hear it, though. That's the good news. It begins with Josh playing a cadenza. And when I first heard it, I was like, not really sure what he's doing in his cadenza. He's playing beautiful stuff, but wonder what that is. After I listened to it a second, third, fourth, fifth time, and yes, that's how you should listen, repeatedly, over and over, see if you can get inside things, I noticed, oh yeah, he's playing over the chord changes of the tune. He just stated, I think it's half a chorus. Yeah, I think it's the second half of the chorus of the, as he comes in, in measure 17 and plays the rest of the song. That's typical. That's what you hear a solo piano player doing too. So we hear Josh play this cadenza. Then they begin with this cool vamp for 8 measures, and then they go into the song. And every chorus, so yet another thing about the arrangement of this, what they do is they chop the last 2 measures off of every chorus and insert this 8-measure interlude. So they take off 2 and add 8. That's crazy. That's probably never been done in the world before, right? Wrong. Antonio Carlos Jobim did this on so many of those beautiful Brazilian songs we know, where he would truncate, he would chop off. Ooh, that's a big word, truncate. Glad I said that. Because I did 8 years of college. I don't know if anyone ever told me to use the word truncate during those 8 years, but I'm going to say they did. Chop off 2 measures of the form and then add a groove or a vamp, 4 or 8 measures. So that's what we hear in this arrangement here. A lot of cool stuff going on, some blasting great playing as well. So let's jump into this thing and see if we can follow through what's going on. This is Joshua Redman Trio, East of the Sun, West of the Moon. Measure 1, measure 3, 4, 5, 7. So that's the 8th measure there. 4, 3. That was super unhelpful, me trying to count through that. So now I can hear the money notes he's playing. Well, so I hear him set up G major, blah, 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 and then I can hear, oh, he's in measure 3 there. Oh, that was measure 4. Here's 5. Slows down, measure 6. Okay, here's 7. Here's 8. And so that's what's happening as he's doing this cadenza. And by the way, inside JazzWire, we're doing a lot of this kind of work, this idea of playing a song out of time. Not exactly that we're trying to become great cadenza players, but the idea of, here's a chord. Can you play me a sensible melody that makes me, the audience, hear what you're doing? Here comes the next chord. Now you have to make me hear that. No comping allowed. If you're a piano player, you're not allowed to use your left hand, right hand only. If you're a guitarist, no double stops, triple stops, chords, single melody notes. Yeah, this is what Johann Sebastian Bach did pretty well with those cello suites. And this is what Josh is doing here. And it's his note choice that makes us hear, this is measure 11, and makes us hear, ooh, now I went to measure 12. Let's check it out again. Did you hear that change there? There's another change. That's a change. That's a change there. Money notes. Chromatic, because the chords move chromatically there. Cool. 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the thing about playing in 7. Don't count in 7. Don't do what I was doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. You will exhaust yourself before you get to the bridge of the tune. Okay, so here's how you count in 7. And here's how we hear Larry Grenadier playing, and here's what we hear from a Lee Jackson all the way through the tune. Now, these are masters who will sometimes change things and play with us, but here's what they're doing. They're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, down, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Their clave, the way they're thinking about it, is they're playing in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a lopsided 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So they're thinking of this 7 as 4 plus 3. So the 4 part, they're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And the 3 part, they're playing 1, 2, 3. 1 and the end of 2 is how jazz musicians play a bar of 3, 4. If that's confusing to you, see you inside JazzWire. We're going to fix up your 3, 4 feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, take it down, down, take it down, down, take it down. Never once will you count 7. That's a recipe for disaster. Ain't going to work like that. So check out the bass, check out the hi-hat, check out the cymbal pattern, and you're going to see it's all inside that rhythmic language. Let's take the whole thing from the top. We probably will get through this song today, but maybe not. I hope you packed a lunch. We may be here for hours. Here we go. You hear that? And here's the song. Here, right in the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you know how to play odd meters. And this is the melody of East of the Sun, West of the Moon. Wonderful old standard. Stan Getz played this. Everybody played this. So remember I said they chopped 2 measures off right away? So here we are, 8 from the end. 7, 5, 4, 3, chop. And here's our interlude, right? Woo! Here we go, top of the tune. You hear that bass? Boom, bang, da, da, boom, da, 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 da. And Ali Jackson has kind of opened up the feel. He's definitely playing on the cymbal, but we weren't even really hearing the hi-hat. He kind of created more space, and Josh did the same, right? Started out soloing with more space, longer notes. Space. We're building from there though, aren't we? You can kind of feel pulling the slingshot back here. Here we're 4 from the end. Chop the last 2, and this is our interlude. This interlude is not part of the song. Here comes the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not thinking that. They're not thinking that. Da da da. I've never talked to Ali Jackson or Larry Grenadier before, but I can hear that's what they're thinking. That is the musical rules of what we do here, but it's clear that's what they're thinking because that's how they're playing. Woo! You hear all the motivic moments in Josh's playing? Those last 12 measures, he played with kind of one idea. This is more through composed, the shredding, right? All right. So was that a 2-chord solo? Maybe it was 3. But this is the head out. You hear the bass? You hear Larry? Boom, ga, boom, ga, boom, ga, 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 boom, ga, ga, ga. And if you hear Ali Jackson's cymbal pattern, the melody he's playing on the cymbal, absolutely highlighting that same rhythmic subdivision. And there's so much going on, but there's also that space in the sound. We're going to talk about that in a second. How do you play a lot and have a lot of space? Here's our vamp. That little melodic thing he's playing, we've heard all through the song. There's a ba-ba-dum, right? So this is the drum solo. Now Josh is playing his little melody twice as often. Cool. So as we were in that vamp, we heard a Lee Jackson soloing. And then I pointed out like, ooh, Josh is now playing that little melodic bit twice as often. He used to be playing it once every 4 measures. Now he's playing it once every 2. And in composition and arranging, that's called diminution. He's making things smaller, they're tighter, they're happening sooner. And so when that happens, like it spins faster, right? It gets more exciting. We're going towards the end. And I hadn't noticed, listening, kind of loud in headphones right now, I could hear him cue, ba-do-do-do-do-dat, the ending of the tune. I could hear him move his horn because he was cueing the guys in the studio. And I could hear his horn get close to the mic and then get far away, which is, I just know because I've heard, that from myself and 1,000 other people 1,000 other times. So that little quirk of them being in the studio, and that was a raw moment and a live moment, and they could have fixed it or they could have punched it in. So no, this is jazz. Like we don't fix stuff like that. And this is a higher budget recording. And Joshua Redman is at sort of the top of the food chain, and would there have been an extra $50 in the recording budget to fix that? Yes. I'm sure they didn't even think about it. And if they did, they're like, no, that's just how this goes. So it's kind of interesting. If this was a Lady Gaga recording session, that would have gotten fixed because the aesthetic of the music is highly produced, right? Not good or bad or any judgments like that. But we all love, I think, the rawness and the in-the-momentness of jazz. And so it was funny that I caught that in that moment. So, man, so much going on there. So I was talking about that, how these guys are playing like they're swinging for the fences. They're playing their butts off. But there was still this clarity, like I could hear everything. Okay, that's a well-recorded album, fine. But still that clarity. You know what it is? No piano and no guitar. Sorry, piano players and guitar players. We love you, but just stay over there. So that's why we would play trio with no harmony. Like, why would we do that? That sounds kind of difficult. Yeah, it is. But there's all that space where the comping would usually be sustaining or adding more rhythmic material. There's an entire voice gone. There's just an entire part of the room that has space now, right? And so now the bass player can use that or not. And so if all three of us choose to not take the role of the piano or the guitar, space. There's some of that space in there. So that's why it's fun to listen to any trio or duo recording. It's just more intimate. There's more space. The other thing I'll say, why do we get that sense when we listen to this, or at least I do, is these are technical masters. There's nothing mushy about what they're doing. There's precision, but not precision in a tight, overly produced kind of way. These are masters of their instruments, and there's not a lot of bleeding over and fumbling the ball and all that kind of stuff. These folks have their conception, and they're making their instrument do it. Maybe that sounds like an obvious thing to say out loud, but we can think of a lot of pros that maybe that wouldn't be the case, where a little more messiness is part of the aesthetic. I love that too. But here, we're hearing some real precision. And again, talking about JazzWire, this is the stuff we talk about. We get into these discussions that when I ask for somebody to work on their technique or do this exercise, it's going to clean up such and such. And then sometimes we have the discussion like, well, geez, when Miles played, it wasn't that clean. Yeah, we do talk about that stuff. And there are those differences of a technique thing getting in the way of your expression. So now the sort of, let's say, messy technique, lack of technique is holding you back from expressing what you want. We don't want that. With Miles, I don't even want to say it out loud, Miles' lack of technique. I mean, but messiness. Some of the messiness of Miles, that served his artistic goal, right? We wouldn't want to clean that up. So this is the kind of stuff we talk about. And with 40 some years of experience, I can talk to a student about, I like that kind of messiness. I like what you did there. Leave that. Don't fix a thing. Okay, this is keeping you from connecting. Let's fix that. That sounds good, right? Yeah, it's good. I hope I see you inside JazzWire. This is an album that's really worth checking out. And every time I listen to Joshua Redman, I've been aware of him forever since he came on the scene with his first album. For whatever reason, I'm just busy listening to other stuff. And every time I hear him, I'm like, oh my God, I need to listen to Joshua Redman a lot more. Such a master, so connected to the history and the lineage. His bands are always so great. Listen to a lot of Joshua Redman. I don't think you can go wrong at all. 7-4. Okay, so that was kind of a cool discussion too. So I'll be interested in checking out some of your comments. So please do comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know if you have any requests for a future upcoming guided listening. I'd love to dig into it for you. All right, have a great week. See you inside JazzWire.